Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Green Ribbon Statewide Recognition Ceremony. I am Michelle Nakarati-Chapkis, and I'm president of the Pennsylvania Green and Healthy School Partnership, and I'm also executive director of Women for a Healthy Environment located in Pittsburgh. To provide some background, the Pennsylvania Green and Healthy School Partnership officially launched several years ago as a statewide partnership with the goal of promoting healthy and high-performing places of learning across the Commonwealth. We came together with this goal in mind to pool all of the resources from each corner of the state and provide the talents and expertise to any school seeking support to achieving a green and healthy learning environment. Today, we continue to bring together a network of nonprofits, government agencies, school personnel, and others who are committed to ensuring that all schools are healthy, environmentally friendly, and cost-efficient places of learning. We believe that by putting into practice initiatives that ensure our children are literate in sustainability and providing their education in a building that is healthy and reduces environmental impacts, we are assuring that our future generations will grow to become successful and caring stewards of our natural resources. By designing, constructing, and operating our school buildings with the environment and health in mind, and educating our students about those features, we are making a bold statement to our youth that we care about where they learn, as well as our planet. Our goals at the partnership are to advocate at a statewide level for executive, legislative, and local action to bring about systemic change to advance green and healthy schools in Pennsylvania, to provide resources and support school leaders, teachers, and students through a comprehensive Green Schools program and website, and to recognize and celebrate schools that are taking steps toward integrating sustainability principles throughout their school buildings, their operations, and their curriculum, such as we're doing here today. So how did we all get here? Well, the U.S. Department of Education's Green Ribbon School Program is a comprehensive approach to achieving a green and healthy school. The aim of this program is to inspire schools, districts, and institutions of higher learning across our country to strive for 21st century excellence by highlighting promising practices and resources that all can employ. Green Ribbon schools have been described by the department as an effort to identify and communicate practices that result in improved student engagement, academic achievement, graduation rates, and workforce preparedness. The program focuses on reducing environmental impacts and cost, improving health and wellness of students and staff, as well as providing effective environmental and sustainability education. These are known as the 3 pillars. And we know that a table needs 3 legs to stand on. We know that 2 can somehow be supported, but we also know that having that 3rd leg actually gives substance and support. Combined progress in all 3 of these areas serves as the basis for recognition. The department's Green Ribbon Schools program aligns with the department's cross-cutting goals for education, improving student, state, staff, and facility performance, and increasing efficiency at the federal level as well as the local. The U.S. Department of Education states that healthy schools and wellness practices ensure that all students learn in an environment conducive to achieving their full potential. Outdoor, environmental, and sustainability education helps all students engage in hands-on, authentic learning, hone critical thinking and collaboration skills, stay active and fit in their buildings and in their communities, and develop a solid foundation in many disciplines. Today, we are here to celebrate 2 schools that have achieved recognition due to their commitment to creating a learning environment for all, while achieving energy efficiency in their buildings and incorporating environmental education in their curricula. As one of the recipients stated, their goal is to make certain every student is equipped with knowledge and opportunities to have a healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy environment as they learn and as they grow. They go on to say that actions affect students from the moment they board a bus in the morning throughout their learning, physical and emotional well-being, and interactions with each other and the community until they go home at the end of the school day, when the custodians prepare the school for a new day and turn out the lights. You will hear more about the achievements of these school buildings in just a bit. I would like to thank the Pennsylvania Department of Education and especially Secretary Rivera for their unwavering support of this program. In addition, I would like to acknowledge the time and dedication of the Green Ribbon Schools Review Committee, Marianne Boyer, Lisa Riley Brown, Heather Cowley, Bertram Johnson, John Karatz, Bert Myers, Nick Semin, and Danan Stoikovi. The support, enthusiasm, and commitment of these individuals advances the partnership's goals and efforts across the Commonwealth. So now I would like to just take a moment to introduce the Honorable Representative Dan Miller. Representative Miller represents the 42nd District in Allegheny County. He was elected to the House of Representatives in 2013 and currently serves on the Education Committee and the Judiciary Committee, as well as the Human Services and Children and Youth Committees. He is the co-chair of the Subcommittee on Special Education and the Autism and Intellectual Disabilities Caucus, a member of the Steel, Government Reform, Early Childhood Education, Equality, and the Fire EMS caucuses. He has managed to squeeze in a little bit of time with us here today. As state representative, Dan has received awards for his advocacy for people with disabilities from Achieva.
That's okay.
Wait. We're almost done. The Peel Center, and the Rehabilitation and Community Providers Association.
Thank you
with
so
that,
much.
I would like to introduce Representative Miller.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, thank you, and I apologize for jumping in front of so many dignitaries and secretaries here. Appreciate it. For those of you who may be unaware, of course, we supposedly will start a budget discussion in about 15 minutes. So I appreciate the courtesy of just being given a quick moment to talk. Obviously, I represent the area to which Mount Lebanon. Congratulations to our friends from Wexford as well. But I do represent Mount Lebanon. I do want to make a quick note here that I am also joined by my friend from the Girl Gov program who also goes to Mount Lebanon High School, Ms. Jones, who is here. Funny enough, when we first talked yesterday about her interest in issues, one of the big things she mentioned was the importance of environmental studies and how that has impacted. And I just wanted to give her a quick moment and say, can you perhaps say some words, Madison, about how the program in Mount Lebanon has been beneficial? Or
Yeah, sure. So I'm Madison Jones, and like Representative Miller said, I'm here with the Girl Gov program. So within Girl Gov, we talk about issues that are important to us. And personally, something that's very important to me is environmental issues and sustainability. So thank you to this program for supporting environmental protection. Thank you.
So, and you can see how great and Madison is, and how much, obviously, she's going to be talking about issues in the future, environment being at the top of her issues. And I'll tell you, that's what's so beneficial about programs like this. Mount Lebanon has long made a commitment, both in infrastructure and programmatically, to making sure kids have the exposure to the issues of tomorrow and today. And I thank them so much for all that they have done, both in earning this accolade and in everything else that they do to be sure that kids like Madison are well prepared for the future. Thank you so much for the moment. My compliments and appreciation for all the work done by Mount Lebanon and all their teachers as well. So thank you so much, and we'll look forward to hopefully seeing this every year, right? So that'd be good. Every year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative Miller. Next, I'd like to introduce Nate Silcox, who works with Senator Volakovich and will be honoring the Wexford Elementary School with a citation.
Michelle, thank you very much for allowing me to participate in this ceremony on behalf of Senator Volakovich, and to present a citation here to the Wexford Elementary School and the Pine Richland School District. Let me just say a couple remarks real quick. It's very heartening here that you're looking at these issues, on environmental issues, holistically, and there's a couple crosses here. You're doing it cross curriculum, you're doing it cross departments here at the state level, doing it cross departments within the school as well, and cross-discipline here as well. So congratulations here to Wexford for recycling, for the gardens, and for the wellness programs. Keep up the great work, and thank you for allowing me to be part of this. Principal Rick Walsh, I'll be happy to present this on behalf of Senator Vlahovic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Silcox. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Patrick McDonald, Secretary of the Department of Environmental Protection. With 15 years of experience holding a number of positions at Pennsylvania DEP, Patrick McDonald brings a broad perspective to the agency's regulatory and policy development process. Prior to being named Secretary, Mr. McDonald served as DEP's Director of Policy. In addition, he ran the State Energy Office and was charged with coordination of renewable energy and energy efficiency issues. Mr. McDonald also served several years as Executive Policy Manager for former Commissioner Pamela Whitmer of the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission. He focused on electric, natural gas, and water issues, as well as cybersecurity and the impact of environmental regulation on energy markets. Secretary McDonald began his career at DEP working in the State Energy Office on energy efficiency, renewable energy, and green building projects. Throughout his career, Mr. McDonald has worked to achieve success in the nexus between energy and environmental issues. Mr. McDonald?
Thank you, and good morning, and pleasure to be here with you today. As I said, I'm Patrick McDonald, the Secretary of the Department of Environmental Protection, and on behalf of the Governor and the entire department, really want to congratulate the schools for the achievement here today. I probably have said this in past versions of this event, but I've always liked that analogy of the table and the three legs in regard to this, because I think lost in that, as you talk about the legs, is that it's supportive of one another. So you don't do one of these things without the other. And one of the things I truly believe in that we try to take an approach to at the department through our environmental education programs with Burt Myers is we learn by living, right? We learn through experience. We learn by the interactions we have and the things we're surrounded by. And today we're honoring two schools that are surrounding their students with an environment that cares about the environment, cares about their health, and cares about their education. And that is absolutely critical. And again, just want to congratulate and thank you for that. Some of the things, just to highlight in terms of things that each of these schools have achieved. Mount Lebanon High School, they've had an ongoing commitment to recycling, energy efficiency, energy savings, and more. Some of the things that they've done, we're having a lot of discussion around the state right now around stormwater management. They have rain barrels that feed their greenhouse and use plants that minimize the amount of water that's needed. They have pervious paving, allows the water to trickle down instead of running off down the street into streams, but actually penetrates into the ground and into the groundwater. Water line insulators and filters to manage energy efficiency. Upgraded the lighting to LED, far more efficient way of lighting a school, and other green features. These aren't just good for that school, but it's good for the students, and it's good for the Commonwealth, because it's another example that we can hold up as we talk to other schools, other commercial institutions, really anyone, to show the types of things that are possible. The second awardee, Wexford Elementary in Pine Richland School District, made it their mission to educate staff and really adopt as mission the environmental protection. So they've been educating the public, school districts, businesses, and the residents of Pennsylvania is one of those first steps in really enacting change. One of the things I particularly liked that was taken on by the school was one of their second graders actually wrote a letter to the principal saying, hey, we should do a better job on recycling. And the principal, to his credit, said, you know what, you're right, and we're going to take that on. And the principal acted on it. So again, that interface between the students and the institution. Improving the environment, we rely on our educators to pass down that message to our students, to show them what's important, to give them environments that love, support, and encourage them in every way, and the environment and public health are parts of that. I'll close by reminding folks of this year's Earth Day motto, which was everyone plays a part in keeping Pennsylvania clean. Today, what we're honoring is 2 schools that have internalized that mission, and not just within the walls of their school, but into their broader community through their student body and through the residents and their communities. So congratulations, thank you, and I'll reiterate what the rep said and look forward to seeing what you guys do next.
Now, if you would all please welcome Mr. John Norbeck to the podium, who is Deputy Secretary for Parks and Forestry at the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Mr. Norbeck oversees operations of the Bureau of State Park, Forestry, Facility Design and Construction, and helps advance DCNR's strategic priorities and goals. He served as the director of the Bureau of State Parks from 2006 to 2012. During his tenure, the Bureau was awarded the National Gold Medal for Best Managed State Park Systems in the country in 2009 to 2011. John spearheaded outstanding infrastructure investments in the Pennsylvania Wilds program. Additionally, he served as the lead for the Lower Susquehanna Conservation Landscape, increased public-private partnerships, updated the agency's revenue enhancement program, and established a Green Parks Initiative, resulting in reducing the Bureau's carbon footprint and increasing energy efficiencies throughout the agency. Prior to joining DCNR, John served nearly 30 years through the ranks as a state parks professional in Maryland, Department of Natural Resources, State Forest, and Park Service. In 2012, he was awarded the President's Award from the National Association of State Park Directors. John.
Good morning, folks. I didn't expect all of that. So I am the deputy for DCNR Parks and Forests, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all today. And I do have to pass on a message from the Secretary, Cindy Adams-Dunn, who is unfortunately unable to be here. She's been able to attend this the last 3 years, but she had a prior commitment that she just could not get out of. But she sends her best wishes to both Mount Lebanon High School and Wexford Elementary School, and applauds your outstanding commitment to achievement towards improving the environmental awareness, efficiency, and how you use your resources, and health within your schools and with your students. I'll go a little off script here because when actually Mike Walsh announced at our senior staff meeting, I guess it was on Tuesday, that Mount Lebanon High School was going to be receiving this fantastic award, Emily, who is our William Penn Fellow, stands up and yells, "I want the Mount Lebanon." So then this morning, I get an email from Paula DeVore, who is a park manager and a leader in our green and sustainable work team or initiative within DCNR, that says, "Hey, I'm a graduate of Wexford." So really great connections here. So for the last 125 years, Pennsylvania and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has provided some of the most beautiful places for its citizens and visitors to come and recreate in our state parks, 121 state parks, 2.2 million acres of state forest lands. Just beautiful places where they act as outdoor classrooms for a lot of folks. We do a lot of environmental education outside and use these facilities. And it's really great to hear about the work that both Wexford and Mount Lebanon is doing, particularly on, we talk about the entire the package, the 3 legs, much like what DCNR does, right? So we run facilities much like you do. We educate folks much like you do. So we'd like to applaud that great work. You know, getting students involved and understanding the environment and understanding healthy ways of living is just fantastic. Mount Lebanon has done a number of great things, and I'll just name a few. That they've dedicated an outdoor area in their library with seating and tables for use by the students in the library. They also have scheduled classes and meetings outdoors where possible, allowed for at least half of their outdoor time that the students spend outdoor recreating, or they allow for half of the time that the students participate in recreation to be out of doors. They also provide options for students to join a variety of different clubs and activities, from running and hiking to biking and kayaking and fishing, intramural sports. Do a lot of things to help the kids really live a healthy lifestyle. At Wexford, Elementary's provided a lot of the same types of things for their staff and students. They've developed gardens to impart healthy activities and eating lessons for their students. They do outdoor classrooms. They have nature trails on their facility. They have grass areas, natural grass areas, which is kind of a new old thing these days in schools for their kids to play in. They have after-school programs for the students to participate in healthy activities. They do some healthy challenges with their kids. They have a mileage club where the kids are challenged to run and do healthy activities. They have a jump rope for heart. They also do intramural sports. And they also do community health activities and recreational activities, not just for the students and the staff, but also for the local community and the parents. So we'd like to congratulate, DCNR would like to congratulate both schools and students and their staff for your fantastic work. We look forward to seeing your continued successes as environmental leaders and look to see other schools following your footsteps. Thank you very much.
It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Pedro Rivera, Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Education. Mr. Rivera was nominated by Governor Tom Wolf to serve as the Secretary of Education in January of 2015 and was confirmed by the State Senate in June of 2015. He joined the Wolf administration after having served as superintendent of the School District of Lancaster, a position he held from 2008 until 2015. In September of 2014, Mr. Rivera was honored by the White House as a champion of change for his efforts to transform urban education, one of the 10 recipients nationwide to receive this prestigious honor. He brings extensive experience in public education to his role as a member of Governor Wolf's cabinet and has spent his entire career helping students. Prior to serving as superintendent of the School District of Lancaster, he served as classroom teacher, staff member with the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers, assistant principal, and executive director for the School District of Philadelphia. He has a wealth of experience in the learning environment. We welcome Mr. Rivera.
Good morning, everyone. I had to make sure. So we do need some audience participation. This is a joyful day of celebration. So good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. So I have a script, but I'm going to deviate from our script today because I think at the end of the day we're here to celebrate two great schools and two great school districts, Wexford and Mount Lebanon High School in Mount Lebanon School District. So first and foremost, I have to share. I had a list of recognition and kudos to give, but one of the problems with going after my colleagues is they started to steal, much of my list. However, fortunate for me, there's so much to be recognized for. I just crossed off everything shared, and I still have plenty to share. First and foremost, I think it's important to share that across the nation, only 46 schools have been identified for this prestigious honor, for the Green Ribbon Honor. And we happen to bring two of our Green Ribbons home here to Pennsylvania. And in order to be recognized, you have to identify those three pillars, and I think it's really worth reiterating that fact. Reducing environmental impact and cost, improving the health and wellness of students and staff, and providing effective sustainability education, which includes STEM, or science, technology, engineering, and math, all of which we know are hallmarks for future-ready preparedness, whether it's in the workforce, onto post-secondary opportunities, or to improve your community and really engage in your civic duty. And we know that the amazing staff, team, community at Wexford Elementary School and Pine Richland School District held numerous activities to support not only environmental sustainability, but also learning before, during, and after school hours. You relied heavily on volunteers, and your PTO averaged over 3,000 volunteer hours in the past 5 years. We know that the school garden was designed by students with the assistance of a Wexford graduate who owns a local organic landscaping business. The garden receives butterflies released by students once they've completed their life cycle, integrating science and again those STEM activities to a community event. We also know that students had the opportunity to work with local artists and an art teacher to design a coral reef artwork made of recycled materials that are supplied and displayed throughout the school building. So not only are you engaging students in opportunities to work with the community, to work with stakeholders, to focus on STEM activities, but also to integrate art, science, and life lessons as part of those activities. And for that, we thank the staff, parents, and the community of Wexford. Now, with Mount Lebanon High School, which is actually out near Pittsburgh, we know that parents can learn about the green practice implemented at Mount Lebanon by STEAM Showcase that is hosted in February of each year. 2018 will be the third consecutive year that this showcase is held, and it displays all students' works from grades kindergarten through 12. We know the high school's environmental science classes engage in creek water studies. Biology classes look at genetically modified organisms and water quality, and chemistry classes focus on proper chemical waste disposal. The creek water study is done over several weeks, and the students design and carry out their own experiments to determine the water quality of local creeks. Students are then tasked with coming up with ways to improve the water quality of their community. And lastly, we know that students evaluate Wingfield Pines Conservation District, which has been affected by acid mine drainage. The acid mine drainage is remediated by holding ponds, and students evaluate the effectiveness of this process. So they're not only already engaging in improving community conditions, but they're actually learning about a growing job skill that continues to exist not only across the Commonwealth, but nationally. So both Wexford and Pine Richland School District and Mount Lebanon High School in Mount Lebanon, you deserve recognition not only of your green ribbon distinction, but for finding ways to bring communities, to bring staff and students together to not only focus on the system or process of education and educating students, but really being mindful around the beautification and improvement of our local community. And for that, the Department of Education recognizes, acknowledges, and thanks you for all of your hard work. Thank you. This one first, okay. I take direction really well. Okay, so why don't we invite up to join us up here at Mount Lebanon High School for to receive your 2018 U.S. Department of Education Green Ribbon Schools Sustainability Award.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm Brian McFeely. I'm the principal at Mount Lebanon High School. It's a pleasure to be here this morning to receive this recognition. And I'd like to say on behalf of our high school and the entire Mount Lebanon School District, we're very honored and excited to receive this prestigious honor. I'd like to thank Secretary Rivera, Secretary McDonald, and all of the speakers here this morning presenting and recognizing our school with this achievement. And supporting us through the Green Ribbon nominating process to the U.S. Department of Education. Many thanks also to Michelle Buford from the Women for a Healthy Environment and Healthy Schools Pennsylvania organizations who nominated our school and helped us through the detailed application process. Finally, I'd like to thank our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Timothy Steinhauer, Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education, Dr. Ronald Davis, High School Unit Principal, Mrs. Carly McGinty, Director of Facilities, Mr. Rick Marciniak, Food Services Director Nolan Fetchko, our department chairs, and their teams for creating, implementing, and supporting green programs throughout many facets of the Mount Lebanon High School program. The Green Ribbon recognition is truly a tribute to the entire Mount Lebanon community, recognizing our commitment and investment to environmentally friendly educational programs within a newly renovated school that incorporates many green features. I know we heard from our esteemed presenters this morning and speakers about some of our accomplishments, and we very much appreciate that recognition. If you'd indulge me for a moment, I'd like to share some of those things that we're very proud of at Mount Lebanon High School. First, the development of a comprehensive recycling and composting program, the establishment of a locally sourced healthy food program, the support of a student-led environmental club, or a graduation requirement that students take a full year of environmental geoscience or AP level environmental geoscience, plus the integration of environmental education into all science curricula in multiple ways. The implementation of a school energy savings program that includes student input, the prohibition of the use of pesticides on school grounds, and the implementation of a thorough design construction process that we used that led to a LEED-focused design on school sustainability with elements of daylight views, increased levels of thermal and lighting control, reduced pollution, and increased outdoor air ventilation, just to name a few. Once again, on the entire Mount Lebanon High School community, thank you for this special Green Ribbon recognition. Thank you.
Next, we'd like to invite up the Wexford Elementary School.
Hi, good morning. My name is Rick Walsh. I am the principal at Wexford Elementary. A couple things. First, I'd like to thank PDE, the Pennsylvania Green and Healthy Schools, Women for a Healthier Environment, Healthy Schools PA. The United States Department of Education Green Ribbon validates the direction in which our building and our community has been moving towards. I'd like to take a moment and as we were going through the Green Ribbon process, it gave us as a faculty an opportunity to reflect. And it was mentioned earlier that it was a seven-year-old that wrote me a letter, and the letter was brief, but straight to the point. That I come to the cafeteria every day and I notice that we have these plastic milk containers. Could we do a better job of being environmentally friendly? Boy, didn't that hit me right across the face. But it was also around that time where many conversations were occurring within our school building. It was around that time that I see Mrs. Weiss sitting in the front row right here, one of our parents who moved from Texas. And one of the first questions she had, because she wanted to be involved, was, how do I get involved in the district wellness committee? It came back to working with our PTO and at the building level. And it was conversations through Mrs. Weiss, and at that time, I feel like Wexford Elementary was like many schools, that we wanted to be more environmentally friendly. We wanted to talk about sustainability. We were addressing it through our curriculum, but maybe not through our daily actions. So at that time, I think that we were not sure of what direction to move forward. And it was around that time that Women for a Healthier Environment, Michelle Buford, came along and shared with us a checklist. And on that checklist, it gave us an opportunity to look at transportation, our facilities, our curriculum, our cafeteria, all facets of our school district. So we started by the first year benchmarking, and every year we would set goals to move forward. And what we noticed is that the goals set in the checklist matched our district values of pride, of personal growth, innovation, diverse opportunities, and engagement. So it seemed to go hand in hand. And what has resulted from those brief conversations, I see Jerry Galecki, our custodian at the building, started to get involved with how to set up a process in the cafeteria of recycling. I noticed that our teachers, I see Mrs. Miller and Mrs. Furman here with us today, that teachers started to get involved. And what I see now compared to 5 years ago is day and night. What I see now is children arriving to school on propane-powered buses, going into a gymnasium that has LED lighting that saves about 28,000 kilowatts per year. I see children working in our school garden. I see the garden being harvested by parents, faculty, students, and all of that food is being donated to Meals on Wheels and to other charities, which are very appreciative. The programming in the building has also changed, that we started to look at initiatives that were tied around wellness. Where Pine Richland is located, we neighbored North Park. Every year we rent out a section of North Park and we have an annual 5K family fun walk. And what we've noticed is that we have more and more corporations willing to sponsor us and more community members showing up every year. So the message that started with that 7-year-old asking a very simple question has really bloomed into something beautiful. So I'd like to thank you. At Wexford Elementary, we were very honored to receive this award, and we're very appreciative of everybody's time this morning. So thank you.
I think we owe another brief round of applause to our 2 schools being recognized this morning. Doing amazing work. Now, please welcome to the podium Mr. Michael Walsh, Deputy Secretary for Administration at DCNR, and also a member of the Pennsylvania Green and Healthy School Partnership. So let's just have a raise of hands. I'd like to acknowledge the partnership because you all do amazing things here. So if you're a member of the partnership and in the room, can you at least please just stand and acknowledge yourself so we can recognize you as well? Don't be bashful. Yes. Thank you. Come on, John. Dave. Thanks for all of your hard work throughout the year. Mr. Mike Walsh joined DCNR as the Deputy Secretary in June of 2015. In this role, he is responsible for all budget, administrative services, human resource, and information technology support for the department. The role includes providing direction and oversight to the Bureau of Administrative Services, Human Resources, and Information Technology Services, developing, updating, and implementing the agency's continuity of operations plan, developing and managing strategic funding plans, ensuring strategic IT operations and plans are implemented, overseeing DCNR efficiency and cost-saving ideas and plans, leading agency-wide projects, preparing and presenting a variety of reports on tactical and strategic issues, and briefing and advising the Secretary on priority issues and initiatives. I wanted to take a moment to say that Mike Walsh has also been invaluable to the partnership, and we'll have a special recognition today to distribute to a deserving individual this morning. So, Mike.
Thank you, Michelle. Let me add my congratulations to Principal Walsh. It's good to be with another Walsh today at Wexford. Not related, probably are related somewhere along the line. And to Mount Lebanon. I had a college roommate, David Hans, who went to Mount Lebanon High School, and we offer our congratulations to them. I also want to say thanks to Michelle and to the members of the partnership for their work over the last 7 years. This is the 4th annual ceremony like this here in Harrisburg, but they've been at it a long time, helping each of our agencies, DEP, PDE, and DCNR, to advance the work of green and healthy schools. So we thank them. We thank the Green Building Council of Central Pennsylvania, the Green Building Alliance out in Pittsburgh, and others who are instrumental in this work. So for only the 2nd time in the last 4 years, the partnership is taking a few moments to present a Champion of Green Schools Award. And this honor is given to a school district official whose leadership and vision has helped advance the goals that we talk about today. Schools that are healthy places to learn, buildings that are high performing, that conserve energy, and by integrating environmental literacy into all of that work. And in the Carlisle Area School District, the facilities director, Tom Horton, has done all of that, and he's done much more. For those of you that have traveled along the Pennsylvania Turnpike near the Carlisle exit, you've probably noticed a large solar array that was installed in 2010. And it's on 6.2 acres, 5,178 solar panels that produce about 1 megawatt of energy. And this covers about 1/6 of the school district's energy needs, while reducing CO2 emissions equal to taking 178 cars off the road. Since 2007, Carlisle Area School District has reduced building energy consumption by 25%, natural gas consumption by 25%. All of its buildings have an Energy Star score of 75 to 98. Several have received LEED Gold, LEED Platinum certification. And Tom has been an instrumental part and really a leader in making that happen. Heidi Kunke, who leads the Central Pennsylvania chapter of the U.S. Green Building Council, called Tom one of the leading K-12 school facility managers in the state when it comes to energy efficiency, renewables, and now the Art for Schools program. And she said that his work serves as a model for all those who work in the 3,000 plus school buildings across the Commonwealth. Tom is one of those facility managers who looks beyond the buildings themselves and is focused also on what happens in the classrooms. The innovative partnership that he helped create with Dickinson College brings the K-12 and higher education communities together to incorporate building performance measurements into the school district's curriculum, and they work together on a composting project and a transportation study. As one of the 2 leading Art for School participants in the country, Tom is helping to ensure that sustainability is taught across the K-12 classroom setting using USGB's state-of-the-art technology platform that helps schools collect, manage, and benchmark building-level sustainability data that helps to improve performance, as well as to engage students in hand-on activities that foster STEM learning and green job skills. In Carlisle, Tom is working with the academic side of the district to add curriculum options into the careers and technology programs, and of course to the sciences, to STEM, as we've heard about, so that there is a seamless advancement of sustainability and that it simply becomes a way of life for all the students in that district. And he's been doing that for more than 13 years at the Carlisle Area School District and decades before that in other schools. Tom Horton has always pushed the boundaries as a facilities and operations professionals. And he's not only achieved greatly within those areas of responsibility, but by promoting conservation, by saving dollars for the taxpayers in those districts and in Carlisle. And he's also worked to ensure that all of the things that he's done is integrated. So it's not just embedded in the literal foundation of the school buildings, but it's a key part of the academic foundation as well. So we honor Tom Horton today. We thank him for his service. We present him with this Champion of Green Schools Award. And I'm sorry to say that he had a longstanding out-of-state commitment that prevented him from being with us today. But we are happy that Sean Farr, the Director of Finance from Carlisle Area School District, will accept this award on his behalf, and we look forward to seeing Tom soon in person. If you'll join me in congratulating Tom Horton.
Wow, it's hard, when you do it day to day. Thank you for the summary there. When you do it day to day, it just becomes routine. It becomes normal. You don't think about it. I'm the director of finance, so I think about it from a financial standpoint. Every decision we make, it's not just environmental, it's a good investment. And I don't know if anybody emphasized that here today, but it's you want to tie those together. If we don't see a good investment, a good return, we don't do it that way. We'll find a different way to go about it. And of course, we have a 1 megawatt solar system, and that's been a great investment, great return. So Tom is actually working on energy efficiencies on a beach in Florida right now. So I'm sure he's thinking about new things, and he's always got a new idea that I get to hear about. And so I'm sure he'll come back with some new plan, some new idea that we'll do in Carlisle. So thank you.
Congratulations to Tom and all of his team members in Carlisle once again. Now, to leave us with some final remarks, I will invite to the podium Ms. Danan Stoikovi, Pennsylvania Green and Healthy School Partnerships Vice President, who actually retired as principal of Park Forest Elementary School after more than 27 years in the State College Area School District, and was also a National Green Ribbon School recipient. Danan.
Thank you, Michelle. That takes one page away, so that's good. I'm also a graduate of not Mount Lebanon, but of Upper St. Clair. So I'm going to push them to. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming this morning. Still morning. And this is such a memorable opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of both of these schools. And I can tell you, you're in for a treat when you go to receive your green ribbon in DC. So that'll be in September. Great. So, and champion of green ribbon or green schools, keep up the good work supporting him, finding that money. So that's the important part. He is saving you money. So we greatly appreciate Secretary McDonnell for noting the environmental accomplishments of both of the schools. I'm not going to go back and list those. You've heard a lot of those. Deputy Secretary Norbeck, appreciate you talking about their wellness accomplishments and health. Those are also, as Michelle talked about, the three stools, or the three legs of the stool. That is really important. And Secretary Rivera, I'm pleased to be able to meet you, and celebrating the environmental education accomplishments of these both wonderful schools. Their words of their recognition are meant to inspire these schools and the district to continue their good work. But my charge to you is that you help other schools and be mentors to other schools so that they are here. Our goal is the partnership is to have all schools in Pennsylvania be green and healthy schools. So, and Tom, we appreciate Tom's not here, but forget your first name. Sean, we appreciate Tom's work and that he reminds us that a facility director is really an important role in a school district. And so, and one of the custodians is here, right? Wonderful. Thank you. I brought mine whenever, he was key to us receiving it. Appreciate Representative Miller joining us and giving his comments to us. And I want to make sure to thank our PA Green and Healthy School Program team. We keep working together to try to figure out ways to inspire schools to become green and healthy places. We also took time to read the applications. There was a large group of applications this time, so it was an honor to have both of yours come forward. And so the Green and Healthy Schools, your commitment to encouraging every school to become green and healthy is quite a goal, and it's something that we believe that we can achieve. Thank you to those of you who did the behind the scenes work to make sure that we had a place to be, chairs, speakers, photographers. Those people often go unthanked. I also want to thank Michelle for her leadership. She put together a nice program for today and look forward to working with her. Her graceful touches made it a special program for the recipients as well as those that are here to celebrate with them. I want to leave you with these words from Dr. David Orr from Oberlin College, who is in charge of their environmental studies program and several other things. But this is an important quote to me. The plain fact that the planet does not need more successful people, but it does desperately need more peacemakers, healers, restorers, storytellers, and lovers of every kind. It needs people who will live well in their places. It needs people with moral courage, willing to join the fight to make the world a more habitable and humane place. And these qualities have little to do with success as we have defined it, but it is so important. And I think both of these schools show those qualities. And so I want all of you to become those people who make our world a better place. So thank you for coming today. We greatly appreciate it and look forward to hearing more good things from your schools, but also schools that you have inspired. So thank you so much.
Thank you to all in attendance today for all of your support to us as a partnership and to the schools that are behind us and being recognized today. It does take a team, and we recognize that day in and day out within our districts that we work with, as well as individual schools. When you have all of those members of the team working together, you do great things to achieving a green and healthy learning environment. So thanks to your commitment for creating better, healthier learning environments across the Commonwealth. With that, we will close today. We will like to have all of you who are representing schools just stay for a little bit longer so we can create a couple of great photos here on stage with our secretaries. And I'm sure our schools will be here for just a little bit. If any of our audience members have a quick question for them, you're happy to introduce yourselves to the members of the teams here and ask any questions that you have about how the heck did they get there. Thanks everyone today for your presentation, for your participation.